How we doing, everybody? Now, one of the most popular videos on my YouTube channel was the 5 greatest UFC cheats, or the 5 dirtiest cheats, whichever way you want to put it. As I say, you guys really enjoyed that one. You've been asking for a sequel, so here it is. Without further ado, I now present to you 5 more dirty, cheating scumbags in all of their glory. Number 5, Cheick Kongo. Professional MMA record, 31, 11 and 2. Rap sheet, low blows, and a lot of them. Listen, let me tell you, Cheick Kongo is a very good friend of mine. He's a former teammate, training partner. I've known him for a very, very long time. Started training with him up in Big Bear, California in 2007 when he was training with Team Rampage. Now, the man is an absolute gentleman, okay? One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, but he's a formidable fighter. Very, very big, very muscular, excellent French kickboxer. But if you knee him in the balls, he will knee you back. Listen, he's got tremendous experience, but listen, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And what I'm talking about is UFC 75, when he took on none other than the legendary Mirko Cro Cop. I was fighting on the card against Matt Hamill. Tough night at the office for me, that one. Also on the main event was Quinton Rampage Jackson fighting Dan Henderson. Now, the fight before me was Kongo versus Cro Cop. In that fight, Cro Cop, he might have kneed him in the balls. So Cheick Kongo thought, you know what? Hey, you want to knee me? Then I knee you. You want to knee me in the balls? Then I knee you in the balls. No problem. It's good. Let's go. So he kneed him not once, not twice, but multiple times. In fact, 4 times on purpose, by accident, accidentally on purpose. Whichever way you slice it, he deserved the nickname which he acquired, which was Cup Cheick Kongo. Number 4. Wes Sims. Professional MMA record, 24, 14 and 1. Rap sheet, head stomps, and unsportsmanlike conduct. Listen, Wes Sims was an absolutely gigantic man, so a lot to deal with. He would walk into the octagon at 6'10". If that wasn't hard enough to deal with, the problem was he was a psychopath. He did not care for the rules, and he had a total did not give a damn attitude. Okay, when he fought Frank Mir, UFC 43, way back in 2003. At the start of the fight, Frank Mir came out, tried to touch gloves. Wes Sims was having none of it, kind of pretended to touch gloves, and then just went on an all-out attack. And while technically that is not illegal, it is definitely unsportsmanlike conduct, and it is frowned upon. I mean, when people are watching the best martial artists, the best fighters in the world, they want to see a little level of dignity and respect. So if we say we're going to touch gloves, we like to see that. Now listen, as I say, it's an unwritten rule, you know, it's not illegal, but you don't do that. Generally what you'll find with fighters, you'll see it sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes people just go out, they put the glove out, they touch, they know. Sometimes people will say, hey, we're touching, and the other one will be like, yeah, we're going to touch. And then they go out and they touch and they fight. Sometimes, like me against UFC 199, Luke Rockhold, I went to touch gloves. He goes, no touch. I said, what's that? No touch? No touch? I'll touch you in a second, motherfucker. And of course I did touch him. But the funny thing was he did then touch gloves. Yeah, wasn't the smartest guy, as we know. But that's not where the fouls ended. Of course, in that fight, Frank Mir was trying to get a takedown. Wes Sims ended up on top. He was standing up high. He grabbed hold of the fence to stop the takedown. And as he was standing up, holding onto the fence, he just started stomping Frank Mir in the face repeatedly. Now, of course, Wes Sims was rightfully disqualified for that fight. And of course, they made a rematch. Everybody wants to see that when a fight ends in that kind of controversy. 2 big guys. They booked the rematch, which was at UFC 46. This time, though, Frank Mir, being the submission specialist that he is, he locked in a choke and he thought, you know what, no, I'm going to let go of this because I want to give him one back. I want to get revenge the old-fashioned way. Ground and pound, punch his elbows, and literally punched him out at UFC 46. Real quick, I just want to tell you about I Trust Capital. You've probably heard of cryptocurrencies, of course, but did you know you can invest in cryptocurrency whilst saving for your retirement? That is correct. With I Trust Capital, you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies in a crypto IRA and get all the same tax advantages as a traditional IRA. The I Trust Capital platform is easy to use and it only takes a few minutes to create your account. Setting up an IRA is free and I Trust fees are low. Also, as a special offer for our listeners, if you sign up with them today with my code, you're going to get $100 free. With I Trust Capital, you get tax-free trading, no sign-up fees, no monthly fees, institutional cold storage security, and now, as I say, free $100 when you sign up at itrust.capital/Bisping, or just click that link in the episode description down below. Number 3, Nate Marquard. Professional MMA record 35-19-2. Rap sheet, sucker punches, illegal knees, steroids and hypocrisy. Look, listen, just like Vitor Belfort, and more power to him, Nate Marquard is an extremely religious man. And as we know, Jesus always talked about, turning the other cheek. The problem was, Nate Marquard thought that he meant presenting the other cheek to inject more steroids. Because this guy was one of the most prolific steroid cheat takers that we had in the sport. But Marquard was also known to be quite the rule breaker as well. Sucker punching, low blows, illegal knees. These were just some of the preferred techniques of Nate, the fake Marquard. In Pancrase, this man was fighting Ricardo Almeida and he got caught in a guillotine. So he tapped. But immediately after tapping, what did Nate the Great do? Ran over, boom, sucker punched Ricardo Almeida. But fortunately, the legendary Renzo Gracie was in the corner of Ricardo Almeida and he was not going to stand by and watch that. He ran into the ring and actually soccer kicked Nate Marquard in the face. Gotta love Renzo Gracie. What a legend. But of course, this was just the start in his illustrious career as being one of the greatest cheats in UFC history. Way back in 2005, he got off to a great start in his UFC career when he tested positive for nandrolone in his fight against Ivan Saliveri. Then Nate Marquard got the Dana White privilege because he was given a fight against Anderson Silva. This isn't a rule break, but he literally shit the bed in that fight. He refused to fight. He was absolutely terrified and he still got knocked out after just 4 minutes. And now after that, he just thought that the unified rules were merely a suggestion and didn't apply to him because he was literally doing whatever he wanted. He went out there, he sucker punched Huzumar Palhares in 2010. He then got 2 points deducted for illegal knees when he fought Talis Laitis at UFC 95. And if all that wasn't enough, he then became the poster boy for TRT. Testosterone replacement therapy. He showed up for his fight against Rick Story at UFC on Versus 4 with sky high testosterone levels. Now, like most cheats, like most testosterone or steroid takers, they don't admit it, they don't hold the hand up and say, yeah, you know what, you got me. He tried to play him other people and he tried to play the victim. In fact, what he said was to the UFC arguing, he said, no. By the time the fight comes, my testosterone levels will be normal. They're high now, but they'll be low then. What happens is if you take it on a Monday, by the Friday, of course, the levels are going to dip. That's why they continue to take it. But that doesn't matter because even though your levels are normal on fight night, you're still getting the benefits of that throughout the training camp, okay? See, testosterone allows your body to recover much quicker, okay? So like you start a training camp on a Monday, by Wednesday your body's beat up, by Thursday you're all sore, you can hardly walk when you're getting out of bed and all the rest of it. If you're taking steroids, if you're taking extra testosterone, you recover so much quicker. So by Wednesday, Thursday, you're still feeling fresh. You can still go hard, you can run sprints, you can go weightlifting, you can do squats, you can spar hard, whereas other people, normal humans, people that don't cheat, they're feeling the pace and they're slowing down. And then the pube-headed cheat had the audacity, the bare-faced cheek, to talk shit about me, saying that I was the one that was bad for the sport. He talked shit about me in 2011, and then when I won the belt in 2016, he was once again saying that I was bad for the sport. Nate, I do believe that's called jealousy, which if you didn't know, is one of the 7 deadly sins.
Jackass.
Number 2, John Hess. MMA record, a massive 1-1. Rap sheet, eye gouging, biting, and bollock kicking. Listen, this guy is still the UFC's most infamous cheat, 3 decades on from UFC 5. Listen, he had a fight with Andy Anderson that lasted 90 seconds, but that fight packed in so many cheats, fouls, whatever you want to call them, that this man was banned from the UFC for life. I mean, imagine being banned from the early UFCs where there were no rules. That's like being too dirty for porn. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. This man was 6'7" and he talked a lot of shit. He said that tapping out was an embarrassment. He said that no real man would ever quit to a choke. And they wouldn't, that's why I didn't tap at UFC 217 against George St. Pierre.
Is he fucking awesome?
He also listed one of his special attributes as being in incredible shape, bro. The reality was he had a bloody skinny, fat frame. You know, he was kind of like a podgy Nate Diaz in that regard, just a little bit taller. And then this guy claimed to be a black belt in his own martial art, which he called SAFTA. What is SAFTA? I hear you say, well, it's okay, because I'm going to tell you. It is the scientific, aggressive fighting techniques of America. I mean, come on. That is absolute genius. Why bother with all those long hours in the dojo, learning, training to become a black belt when you can just go out there and create your own absolute bullshit technique system? Now, what did SAFTA involve? Well, at UFC 5, his opponent, Andy Anderson, found out. It involved a lot of really sloppy, wild haymakers that any drunk could have thrown. It also involved eye pokes, eye rakes, biting, and of course the good old-fashioned kicks to the balls. Hess then refused to fight on in the tournament. He pulled out seconds before the fight was supposed to go ahead. Yeah, that's right, seconds before the fight. He was meant to fight Oleg Taktarov, the Russian. Oleg Taktarov went over and said, listen to me, brother. If you go after my eyes, you go after my balls, you're going to wake up to your own murder tonight. So, of course, John Hess, being the pussy that he is, pulled out the fight. Now, he did go on and have another fight in 1996 against the legendary Vitor Belfort at a Super Brawl event. Now, Vitor almost pulled out of the fight because Hess insisted that they had eye pokes and groin attacks allowed in the fight. And Vitor was like, hey, no, listen, I want to have children one day. Vitor, maybe you should have thought about that before you took all those steroids. And of course, that brings us to number 1, Gerard Gordo. MMA record 2-2, rap sheet, biting and eye gouging. Now listen, a lot of you asked, where was eye gouge Gordo off the first list, because he was legendary for his cheating. So here he is in all of his infamy. Gordo was recruited to UFC 1 because they wanted a Dutch kickboxer, and Alistair Overeem, he was only 12 years old in 1993. Now, Gordo was a national Savate kickboxing champion, okay? And he was a very tough guy. He was a bouncer. He used to work at all the legendary mob-ran nightclubs in Holland. Now, Gordo did actually win his first ever televised UFC fight. He actually front-kicked future Hawaii 5-0 star Tila Tuli's teeth into the front row. One tooth went into the front row and one tooth got embedded so much into his foot that the doctors couldn't remove it, so they had to just tape it up as he continued to fight on through the tournament. But this is where we saw the real dirty tactics come into play. He went up against Royce Gracie. Now, Royce Gracie had a choke locked in, and what did Gordo do? Give him a good old-fashioned bite, which of course caused Royce Gracie to let go of the choke, but he wasn't done. He went back for another account and he got hold of him, got the job done via rear naked choke. But it was outside the UFC where Gordo really cemented his reputation as a psychopath cheater. He fought Yuki Nakai at Vale Tudo, Japan in 1995, and this guy was attacking the eyes right from the start of the fight. He used eye pokes to escape several leg lock attempts, and in the 4th round, he used them again to escape a heel hook attempt. Now, Nakai had him going for a leg lock. Gordo reached over 2 fingers and stuck them right in his eyes. And in the 4th round, Nakai actually managed to lock in a heel hook attempt. Gordo, being the cheating bastard that he is, reaches over with 2 fingers, sticks them right in his right eye, and he's like just sticking them in there. But Nakai, being as tough and as brave as he is, kept hold of that heel hook and actually went on to win the fight. After that fight, Nakai was actually, both eyes were swollen shut, but he refused to go to the hospital and he refused to quit. He fought on in the tournament, won the semi-final fight, and then went up against the legendary fighter Cheick Gracie in the finale. Of course, he didn't win the fight because he couldn't see. Both eyes were swollen shut, and he never saw out that right eye ever again, and I know something about that. So there it is, number 1, Gerard Gordo, and there is the list. Another 5 UFC cheats for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends, all that good stuff. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel, and I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Take care.